So you join us back here at the Global Distribution stand, and we're going to take a look at a pretty cool Atomos product. So back over to you, Richard.
Thank you. So Atomos late last year launched their Shogun Studio product, which essentially was an evolution from the very popular Shogun and the Ninja Assassin product family. That's really aimed at studio users, OB trucks, film set production, you know, the kind of high-end use where you don't want a camera-mounted recorder, you want it rack-mountable. We have dual AC power supplies on here, so you've got redundant power. Obviously everything's kind of fan-cooled. It's a 3U form factor. It's very light, so again, flight case, rigging around, transporting, taking it on an airplane, etc. Can fit in a case quite easily without adding too much weight. So it gives us the same functionality that the Shogun does. So we have 4K recording and HD recording capabilities. We have HDMI I/O and we have SDI I/O. So all of that is accessible from here. We can flip the input from SDI to HDMI. We have built-in conversion, so if you've got SDI feeds coming in, we can go out on SDI, we can go out on HDMI. We also have all the kind of features that, again, in the Shogun and the Assassin, like 4K to HD down convert. Yeah. So if you're working in a production environment where you're filming 4K, but you want to output to an HD monitor, or you want to actually do a versioning, and this kind of comes into where the Shogun Studio starts to open up new features that the other products don't have, other than the form factor. Yeah. And that is essentially that because we've got dual channels on here, you can either use them as independent, so you can have two separate camera feeds for ISO recordings or whatever you have, or we can actually use it to do a loop through. So you can have a feed come into channel 1, loop it to channel 2, and say record a 4K ProRes HQ on channel 1, and then we could record an HD down converted at a ProRes LT proxy on the second one, all in real time, all with the same sync. So as soon as you finish, you take the drives out, got my 4K ProRes and my HD proxy as well. Or I can do dual codecs, so maybe I'm doing a job for a client where they don't know if they want ProRes yet, or they don't know whether they want Avid DNX, so I can actually record ProRes on one and DNX on the other, all in sync. The other options that we have is the kind of recording channel options. So here, they're two separate channels. But what I could do is put this into continuous record mode, and you'll see on the second unit, it's grayed out my record. If I'm essentially now in record, you can see this is my running, red. This one's gone green to show me a preview state. When this drive gets full, it will seamlessly flip to the second drive. This one will go red, that one will go green. So I then know I can take this drive out, change it, so I've essentially got continuous 4K or HD recording. Because we use 2.5-inch form factor drives, for HD you can get very long record times anyway, but for 4K, if I was doing ProRes HQ, for example, at 880 megabits visually lossless quality, that's going to be an hour and a half on a 500 gig drive. Yeah. So this would enable me to record for 3 hours. If I've got another drive, another hour and a half. So I can just keep going with 4K for as long as I want. So if I've got a whole day live event, it's easily managed. So that's the first kind of option we get in here. Or we actually have the option to do dual record. What it does is it just puts the second unit into slave. So if I've got the same camera feed coming in twice, or I run a loop through on the back patching, then I can hit record on one, or this is triggered by timecode or whatever camera trigger you're using, or a RS422, which we've got on the back. We've got amp control via Ethernet. So however it's triggered, both will be in sync. So you've got that redundancy. If one recorder were to go down, or a cable go down, or feed from a switcher or mixer or something like that, you've still got the other channel recording exactly the same thing. Or if a piece of media gets damaged, lost, whatever, you've got that real-time dual recording. So that's really what the Shogun Studio is offering: continuous record, dual record, versioning, two-channel recording for all these different kind of environments. But then you've got all of your monitoring tools on here as well. So you've got your monitor assist with focus, zebra, false color, blue only, zooms, pan and scan, etc. You've got your grid framing, grey guides. You've got 3D LUT support on both channels, and you've got your scopes like your waveform, etc. All of those are on here. So as well as being a recorder, it can also be a comprehensive monitor for whoever's looking at it, producer, director. And you've got all the playback tools that Atomos are renowned for, which in their 4K range with the Shogun Assassin and now the Studio, you've got playlisting. So again, for live events, you can actually cut together a sequence of clips and play that out. We have Gen Lock on both channels, LTC on both channels, so integrating synchronization from a recording and a playout perspective is very, very simple, and everything's hardwireable on the back.
And this is all available now, or?
Shipping now, so they kind of showed it initially at IBC pre-release. It's been shipping since late last year, but very, very good success so far, particularly with OB trucks, studios, you know, live productions for taking a feed out of a switcher, etc., which is kind of how we're showing it here. Yeah, very successful. And list price, it's only £2,500. It's 2,499 ex VAT. So very cheap for dual channel 4K or HD recording. It becomes very inexpensive. So if you've got a gallery or you're recording 8 camera feeds or whatever for sports, live events, whatever it might be, it's very easy to record all of that into an edit-ready format.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Richard. And obviously, if you're interested in any of these products, do give us a call, 0208 977 1222, or jump on the website, www.visuals.co.uk.